Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. In our last episode, we talked about all the new changes that came in Update 181 for Factory Town, at least, or maybe not all of them, but most of the important ones. And I left the episode with a task for myself, and that was to figure out how the new crop growth works and how all the math works. And so I did myself a little experiment here. I planted one of each crop. Ignore the space, that's because I planted two sugar by accident next to each other. And I looked at the yield and all the numbers here, and there were some interesting things that I wanted to point out. So each one has a default yield, of course, and the terrain here is important just because certain crops can be grown in deep grass and in grass. Oddly, there are no crops that can be grown in one but not the other. But then there are certain crops that can't be grown in desert sand. And then if we look closely, there's also the rock terrain like this that crops can't be grown in either. The only thing that can be grown in desert sand from my testing is the prickly pear. Where are we? Here we are. Is the prickly pear, and everything else can be grown in grass or deep grass. And then, of course, we have water as well, and I think there was one more. Something about sand, but I don't think unless they're talking about desert sand, I don't think there's any more on this map. There might be some on your newly spawned maps, but I think that's it for this map. So anyway, that's one thing that I wanted to talk about, or one piece of what I wanted to talk about. And so then each crop has its default yield, has its terrain affinity, which is kind of like a yes or no thing. Can it grow here? Can it not? How much the farm tile will boost the yield, how much the water and fertilizer each will boost the yield, and then of course the affinity, which we talked about yesterday. And that is all done up. And if we had max affinity of so basically it's 5, and then plus 100%, so that's 10, and then times 1.1, that's 11, which is what it says here as our yield for right now. And as each grain field is grown and harvested and regrown, that affinity will continue to go up and give us more. One of the things that I found interesting, though, is not all plants have the same bonus for farm tiles, for water, and for fertilizer. So example here is sugar. Sugar's farm tile bonus is only 50%, but it gets a 200% bonus from water. Which kind of makes sense because I think sugar grows in like wetlands naturally, so that kind of makes some sense. At least sugar cane, which is what this is implying that it is. So it kind of makes sense that you would need a lot of water. And then one of the other ones that kind of was interesting. Interestingly, fertilizer only adds 50. Every crop that grows on a farm tile, it only adds 50. But then like tomato and cotton. Tomato gets 100% bonus from water, but it only gets a 50% bonus from farm tiles. So you can see that there are some, and cotton's the exact same. So you can see there are some a little bit of back and forth. So you can't just take a number and assume, or you can't take a default yield and assume what the max yield is going to be. So I did all the math, and I also timed how long it takes plants to grow. And they're all the same. Growth time is the same. Weirdly, it's 252 seconds. Why 252? I don't know, but it's 252 seconds. But they all grow at the same rate, no matter whether they're on a farm tile or not. The only thing that boosts growth time is an earth shrine configured in regen boost mode. So that's an option if we really need to add, if it comes down to really needing to add more farm tiles for a crop and we just can't fit them in, we could do a Earth Shrine in regen boost mode to help that. I don't know what that boost is. I think it might be 100%, but I'm not positive. Actually, does it say? It might say. It probably says. I just haven't read it. It just said speeds up. Oh, we actually have one. We actually have an Earth Shrine. I saw it. Where was it? Down here? Over here. Even though this Earth Shrine is not configured in Regen Boost, it's Transmit Earth Boost mode, these tiles still show that Oh, it's consumed. It's like a consumable, just like the other boosts are. Okay. So, you kind of have to. I would have to time that to figure out how much that is, but it shows up here as a regen boost, and the Earth Shrine will transmit that power to this tile. Okay, so the next thing is I wanted to kind of talk briefly about how much or what the different crops are, how they're changing a little bit. We're going to need a few more, but not very many more grain tiles for everywhere we have a grain farm. Herbs, we need a lot more. Oh, wait, sorry, we need a lot less. About half again less, which is kind of good. Sugar, we need a lot less. Berries, we need a lot less. Carrots, potatoes, we need a lot more. That was cut almost to a third of the carrots and potatoes, almost to a third of the existing yield. It was 0.525 items per second per tile before, and now it's only 0.19. So that's quite a change. But the tomatoes came up to match them now, up from 0.09, so they about doubled in their yield. And then the cotton about doubled. And then, of course, we have the new crop called cactus fruit. And that is grown only in the desert. Here. And that you cannot put on a farm tile, because you cannot put farm tiles on the desert tiles, which is interesting. So you can't farm these. They're just, you have to go wildly, which is probably a good thing that they have a fairly high yield, second only to sugar, because you can't use a farm tile, therefore you can't water or fertilize these. So that's kind of a good thing. But these have a base yield of 20, and then obviously that goes up to 80 affinity-wise. And then also trees were affected here. Oops, wrong button. This one. And I did the math on trees as well. The wood trees now, we need about a quarter of the trees that we had before. So all the trees we just put down over here for this massive book setup are most of those are wasted now, but that's fine. I'm gonna leave them alone. Apple trees also. Apple trees and pear trees and the new dragon fruit trees also went up quite radically in their in the amount they provide. So now, actually, comparing apple trees and pear trees to and dragon fruit for that matter to berry bushes, they're actually slightly better than berry bushes, which is interesting because they were a lot worse before, like a lot worse. So that's the recap that I wanted to do from the last episode. Just to kind of update you on these numbers. We'll end up going around and fixing the farms in our pass at the end, in order to when we do all the boosting and all of those things around the map. We'll also check the farm tile counts and make sure that everything is good, and add where we need to add. So today, I would like to work on either magic robes and magic cloaks, or the jewelry. And I intended to do those out in this direction. We don't have very much coming in this direction even still. So we kind of have this space here and this space here to work in. And so I think I'll just do kind of one each. We're going to have to clear a lot of resources, of course, here. But I think we'll start with the, so I think this one down here should be where we make the jewelry, simply because we're going to get a lot of the gold from trading right here. And so I don't want it to have to go over land or anything, so we'll probably just set up the gold smelting where we use the gold actually on this end here, and maybe do the mining and the smelting of the gold on this end over here. So I want to set up the magic cloaks and robes over here in this area here. Now we have to watch out for this water temple that we're still using, but we still have this fairly large area here in which I'm going to destroy resources. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't see that much point in leaving these here. We can always replant and work from there. So I'm not going to worry that much about what I destroy here. I'm just going to clear a nice large area and we'll get started. And should I level or should I not? I think I'll wait. So we'll have maybe the train coming in this area here. So let's start with really either one, or we could even put them, we could put them on either side coming together. Maybe we put the train station in this general area right here. And then, because each of these requires about the same amount of stuff, the cloak requires a little bit more than the robe, but it's pretty close. So then each one, assuming, actually these are probably made at a tailor now. Let's see. Nope, they're not. Okay. Enchanter then. Enchanter it is. So the magic robe is slightly shorter, so we'll do that on this side. Slightly short of a chain, production chain that is. So we'll do that here on this side. Let's copy this and put these down. Actually, these are going to need to be spaced out because they're going to have a loop of mana, just like these over here did. So we need to keep that in mind. Move this over by 2 and this one over by 1. Okay, I'm using the wrong buttons because I've been playing Dyson Sphere program, and it uses the opposite buttons for rotating the map. It uses the middle mouse button, and this uses the right mouse button. So each one of these is going to need 4 of these, I think. And of course, I'm paused. I need to unpause so that I can get some more bricks going. These are going to make one every 6 seconds, or 2 every 6 seconds with the speed boost here. So we need to have, in order to get 2 magic robes per second, we need to have 3 enchanters. So we have that. And so we're going to process 2 times 4, which is 8 mana crystals every 6 seconds. So actually we need 6 of these. Like that. Because that's actually the same quantity as we have like here with these stones. It's 2 every 6, so it's 8 every 6. And this is 2 every 6, so that's 8 every 6 as well. And we'll just keep placing these as we have the mana bricks to place. Going in, feeding into the enchanters here, we need to have shirts and leather. And maybe, let's see, 1 workshop's enough to make the shirts, and 2 pastures are enough to make the leather. So maybe we move this one, and we have some pass through here where we bring in the shirts and the leather, because it's only 2 shirts per second, 2 leather per second. So that's a metal belt each. We just feed that in what's it called? Jeez, oh Pete, manifold design or style here, and can I have enough for... No, I don't, of course not. Let's move 2 of these out here, just so that I have the positioning correct. And so the shirts just need 1 workshop for shirts, 2 workshops to make the cloth, and then a farm for the cotton with a bunch of farm tiles that I'll have to redo the math for. So maybe that farm could be out here, growing cotton. Oh, there's some affinity here. Interesting. What was growing there before? Who knows? Let's do this maybe like here-ish. Is it going to tell us potato affinity? Yeah, there was potatoes growing here. So for the cotton, there was cotton growing here at one point, a couple of these. But it'll grow. Over time, it'll increase its affinity, and then it'll be fine. So if we have the farm here growing cotton, we could do a workshop. Or do I want the farm over here? No. I mean, we're going to have another farm over here growing the grain. Actually, 2 farms growing the grain. So maybe those will be back here. So workshop. Actually, no. This is workshop. This is cloth. Let's see. We'll go maybe here and here. Cloth. And that's from cotton, of course. And we can make the shirts here. Wait a minute. Am I losing my mind? Or is this some weird compatibility thing? Tailor. Actually, let's put this like that. Shirt. Okay, so the recipes still all exist here for some reason. I thought that they would be like, maybe they exist in this map forever. But in a new map they wouldn't. That's probably the way that it's set up. So we need to air boost these 3 eventually. And the farm will be earth boosted, of course, to get that free worker out of it. But this is kind of it. We'll need to have... Let's see, actually we need to do the math here. We need to have 8 cotton per second. So if we do a calculator, thank you, 8 cotton per second divided by cotton, 0.2381 cotton per second per tile. That means we need to have 34 rounded up farm tiles. So we'll go ahead and place those. We could start along the coastline here. Or even do something like this. It's 12. That's 12 more. 24, 27, 33. And what did I say? 34? Of course I did. We could put we'll do like maybe an extra one here just for symmetry or not. Nope, that's good. Okay, we're good. And then cotton. I see a cotton plant thing over there. So we'll do that. And then, all right, wrong button again, Wally. Been playing too much Dyson Sphere program. That goes there, and then we just do our... I'll do 2 wells. What does it hurt, right? It's just a few materials. Huh. You go in there, and you go in there. And I apparently missed one cotton field here. Right there. And that's the... wrong button again, Wally. That's the 33 we need for cotton. And they are supplying. We need to select our recipe for cotton. And we're good to go. This actually obviously have to grow. And then we can do a support here and here. This is a total of 8 cotton. So 2 shoots might not be enough. Did you doggone it? Stop. Yeah. Let's not do it that way, please. Thank you, game. Let's do it this way instead. So I'm going to just do 2 shoots for each. Thank you, autosave. You messed me up. 2 shoots for each workshop. That way we just make sure we have enough. Like that. And then each workshop is going to make cloth. And that'll be a total of 4 cloth. 2 cloth each. So we'll just do metal. That's per second, of course. Metal conveyor belts into the tailor. And that should then output to a metal conveyor belt into the enchanters. Let's place down as many of these as we can so we have progress going. As many as we can. And that's shirts. And then we need to just enchant them and provide the leather. And then we are good on those. So the leather is going to need, as mentioned before, 2 farms with 32 farm tiles each. So it's not too crowded. We had that sort of design here. Maybe we can try to replicate that a little. Yes, I think we can. We might just fill in this little lake here, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to fill this lake in. So terrain raise up. Fill that in. And then I think we said we overlap by 3. And that gives us the 8 and 8 that we needed. It's not necessarily 32 each anymore because of the recalculation that I almost forgot to redo. So we need to have a total of 16 grain per second divided by 0.2381 as well. Cotton and grain happen to have the same rate, so do berries for that matter. So now we need 67, just over, so 68 total. And if I divide that by 2, that's of course 34 each farm. Convenient. Do these 32. Oops, too many there. And a couple there. And then we'll do these 32. Excuse me. And these 2 here. And then we can probably just do... We did 1 over here, and they seem to be working okay. We can always add more later if we need to. Go back into this overlay, grab a fluid pipe, drop that, drop that. Oh, these have a new arrow drawing too. I just noticed that. Nice. And then we can do grain. And grain. Making sure that I don't accidentally uncheck to supply water and fertilizer. And we'll have to get fertilizer here from the leather pastures as we make them. So 2 earth-boosted pastures. Two earth-boosted farms lead to 2 grain mills. Maybe I'll 1 grain mill each. Maybe I'll put these. Maybe I'll put them right here. Like this. Animal feed. Each one of these is going to have 8 grains. We need to have 2 chutes going into there. And I think I'll just go straight in like that. And then we'll do like this. And then like this. Fix this one. And then we'll go straight in here like that. Oh, we need to plant the grain. That would help. Let's go ahead and plant that grain. That way the affinity can start boosting. Oops. And now you can plant grain and all other plantables, by the way, not on farm tiles. So I made a mistake there. But that's fine. I'll just clear the mistake up. And then nobody knows it was there. Because this isn't permanently on YouTube. And then the grain mills lead to 2 earth-boosted pastures with no upgrades. The alternative would be to upgrade one and have one and upgrade it. Let's take a look at what that might cost to do. Start there. Leather. Actually, we might know what that costs. I think that costs 4 upgrades. Because we need to add... We need to go from 1 every 8 seconds to... the workers 4 every 8 seconds. The earth boost would be 8 every 8 seconds. 200% upgrade would add another 8. That's 16 every 8 seconds, which is 2 per second. So that's an idea, is to do this basically the same way we did this over here. And I kind of like that idea. The reason being it saves a worker. And at this point, saving a worker is a great idea because even though we can get more workers, I would rather not have to. So we'll shift that over by 1. Now it's of course up on a hill here, and we're going to have to shoot in a total of 8 feed, which is 2 feed each, or 4 feet each. So I think we can do this via just one shoot each. Do like this, maybe. In you go, in you go. And of course this is still growing because it's got a 252 second growth time now. So it's going to take a while for these things to populate. But those got caught up. Okay, so we now have this. We need to do the upgrades times 4. There. So that turns 1 worker, which is worth 320%, into 3 workers worth 960%. Once that gets to 4, that's obviously going to be 12, which 1200. Ooh, nice. 1200%, which would be the equivalent of 3 workers, and then the 4th worker would come from the earth boost. So 4 times 4 is 16, and then we have divided by 8 is 2. Perfect. All right. Well, it's perfect and 2 perfect. Okay. Sorry. So we need to feed back now the leather from here back into these. So we're already up on a hill of 1. So let's go up 2 more, and then we can shoot this out this way. Come this way with it, and then go around here, and then go from here into, thank you, into here, back up by 1, and then go this way. Delete that, add this, there and there. Splitter goes here and here. And then basically what this is going to work is this one's going to get 50% chance, this one will get 25% chance, and that one will get the last 25%. Let's go fertilizer here. And then we go leather out and into here. I don't think it matters. It's 2 per second each, so I don't think it matters which one we put on the supports and which one we don't. So let's just take... Yuck. Take this out this way. No. There we go. And then you can go this way. There, there, and there. And we'll have to put splitters in, of course. Oh, the grain is finally growing. There and there. Let's put these 3 down. We have no more mana bricks. Let's go take a look at why. Why could that be? Because we have no more... Wrong layer. Mana stone's growing. Let's continue the prospecting this way. This is so funny. There. And pick up all the latent ones we have here. And then we may have to just do some more prospecting around here. If these are growing, I need to do the math on how, or the counting, the stopwatching on how long it takes these to grow as well. It may be the same amount of time, the 252 seconds, or it may be different. But I do need to do that. So we are now... No, we don't have any fuel here either. Okay, we'll do the same. Like that, and I think I'm just going to give that one to this one over here. And hopefully that also works out better. Those have a much higher respawn, as we learned in the patch notes yesterday, so when they come back, they'll come back in more force. But right now, that's all we've got. And then from here, we need to go up. That's 1, 2, I think, should be all we need to do. And then we can come out and across there. Yeah, that's all we need. And this goes all the way to there. Shift it in. And then this can be leather. We need water, of course. I will get that here. We need to count how much water we need, though. We need 16 times 4 water every 8 seconds. So that's 64 divided by 8, which is 8 water per second. Each one of these is worth 1 water every 2 seconds, so 0.5. So that means we need 16 like we needed over here, which makes logical sense because it's the same build. Let's do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we'll draw some pipes. Not on that layer, we're not. You can go straight in. You can go like that. You can go like that. You can go like this, I think. This one goes like this. And this one goes like... Oh, they can't go there. There. That might be a problem. We'll have to see. But right now, the grain is our problem because these aren't air boosted. So, that's fine. We need to do this. Splitter, splitter, go. And then we need to bring over our... Why are we still not producing mana bricks? Where are we at? Here we are. Oh, here comes the bricks. That was the problem. We didn't have any bricks coming to make... to manaify. Yeah, that's a word. Take a look at what this looks like underground. It looked like a mess. Okay, mine. There. There. Then we'll go out this way a bit, just to kind of help out. Then we need to bring mana crystals over, so we can go ahead and do that now too. That would be on this overlay. Can I just swipe them from here? Yes, I can. Three. We need 60 something. That's 24. $27, 36-ish. We'll reverse that, and we can bring these in this way. Like that. We'll just top it off. Actually, topping that off is not a great idea, because it's going to take more. We'll stop it there. That was kind of a crazy thing to do, by the way. Take all this up for now, and then let's build these designs. I'm going to take this way instead and load it in from this side. Maybe, maybe not. Let's take this and get some more in here. We're going to need a few more, I know. Let's see, this comes out. See if I can remember this design without looking. Comes out this way, goes into there. Comes out, goes into there. These go like this. And these come all the way back in like that. Go out again. We need, of course, do splitters here. That's a royal mess. Go in here like that. We have supplies yet? We do. Excellent. Can also grab some splitters here and do this. In there, split. And go back into here. Weird. That is such a weird behavior. Which we've seen it before, but still weird. Okay, this looks like it's stopped. Yeah, it's built. They both have built all the stuff they need. So let's do... let's come off of here like this. And then we'll come down this way. And this one's going to need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think would work. No, that's 5. Can I do like that? Without it causing too much havoc? Looks like yes. Take that out, put this back. Okay, this one goes here now. And these can go like this. Oh, that's why those didn't work. And into there. And then those are going to cycle. They're the first ones that thing is seen, and I don't know how many we're going to need. And then those can go into the train station. And that's worked surprisingly well. We're still oversaturating with water. That's good. Are you done yet? You are. We just need to make sure we get all the charging done. Looks like you might need 8 more. Let's try and steal 8 more without doing too much damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I do? Break this too? Fuel. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Well, this should get moved up a square. So let's take this out and move this that way. We need to put down that. Only be placed on terrain. Right. Alright, well, then we do prospecting. The only other way to do it. Well, yeah, prospecting. So let's, first of all, let's prospect here. At least. We might need more. We'll do a few more. And then we need a mine shaft again. out here to pick up those while we wait for the other prospecting to yield some more results. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guilty as charged. There, and then we can take this out, and we can go this way. Aha, success. All right, so those are done, and we can start loading magic robe. We could do 2, I suppose. We have lots of space here. And magic cloak in here. And then these can come out. This is just 2 per second again, so we can just take pause. Take these out like this. Take these out like that. Go into there like this. And we need grabbers here because we have spent crystals here that we need to be careful that we don't pull out under the belt like we did before. And I think that's where we're going to leave this for today. So other than the recap on, or not the recap, the completion on the regrowth time and everything, we did at least get magic robes done. And in the next episode, we'll build the magic cloak setup, which is quite similar. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.